welcome back to the Hamlet and Jefferson, North Carolina Railroad. It has been quite a while since I've done an update, and I've been doing some work on some of the buildings and structures that will be on the layout, as well as I did a renovation to the switches, and I wanted to make an update. So here it is, October the 12th, 2013, and this is update number 6 of the Hamlet and Jefferson, North Carolina Railroad. As we pan back, I'll begin to show you the buildings that I have been working on for Main Street of Hamlet. And these are a combination of MTH buildings, Line L buildings, and they represent the Main Street of Hamlet, or at least one side. And there's our Bank of Hamlet building that you saw in my latest, or the update prior to this one, where I had cut off part of that back part. Here's the Hamlet hardware, Hamlet Ace hardware, and it's a good place for it. And then the block of buildings that are closest to our depot. Speaking of the passenger train depot in Hamlet, we'll pan over here, and you saw some of that in some of the train running episodes. But this is my replica of the Hamlet, North Carolina depot. It's nothing like it. The depot in Hamlet has a rotunda that joins two two-story sections together into an L shape. It's a very beautiful 19th century depot, and if you've never been to Hamlet, North Carolina, you ought to come and take a look at that. And in the next section, I'll show you what we've done to the yard. Okay, in our yard, we've got a few structures. We have a switching tower that we've had completed, and then behind it, as I get close to it, we have a water tower. That is a Line L weathered water tower. It's lighted. I just have not hooked that up yet. I'm really not sure where I'm going to place it, but for now, it's just sitting right there in one of the back corners. I want to just give you a quick tour down Main Street. This building that you're looking at this time is an MTH corner building, and it is a Norfolk and Western ticket office. They offered that just a couple of years ago. The next building beside it is a pharmacy, and that is a Line L building. Beside that is another Line L building, the Hamlet Market. I just added some lettering to it to change the name to the Hamlet Market. And then beside of it is another MTH corner building, and that is another pharmacy. And Hamlet does currently have 2 pharmacies, and has had 2 pharmacies for several years. One is the Birmingham drugstore, and this one would represent Maybridge drugstore. So it is correct in Hamlet at this time to have 2 drugstores. So as we continue down the road, we will look at this building, which is an MTH 2-story building, and it is the Hamlet Ace hardware store. Hamlet Ace hardware store is actually located on a secondary street and not on Main Street at this time, but I'm just taking a little creative liberty in placing it on Main Street because I thought it was a good looking building, and I love old hardware stores, and I just thought it neat to have a hardware store there. Then the very next building that we're looking at is the Bank of Hamlet, built in 1912. And the front of this building, this is an MTH bank. The front of this building looks remarkably like the current Bank of Hamlet. And the current Bank of Hamlet is up for sale at this time. It is a very large building, a beautiful building, and the bank with office space is up for sale right now for $103. So if you'd like to own an old bank, come on down to Hamlet and buy you a bank. Right beside it is a Lionel barbershop, Sam's Barbershop. And beside the bank at this time is a small building and then a vacant lot. And I don't know that small building was a barbershop, but every town has to have a barbershop. So that's where I chose to place my barbershop. Beside the barbershop will be the Central Hotel. The Central Hotel does stand at this time in Hamlet, and it was standing back in the 50s during the time period that I'm modeling on this layout. So it will be fairly true as much as possible to the actual town of Hamlet as it is now and as it was then. Then beside it, I'm going to take some creative liberty there, and I'm going to place a small church. I don't know of a record that says there was a small church on Main Street at that time, but I'm going to place a small church because my family history is rich in the Church of God. And my great uncle DeWitt Martin was a Church of God pastor back in the 50s. So although he did not pastor in Hamlet, he will pastor in Hamlet on in my world. So I'll be placing a church back there, and I will be dedicating that to my great uncle DeWitt Martin. So as we go back up through Main Street and see some of those buildings, we will continue in just a moment and show you some more of the layout, and just want to catch you up to speed on what we've been doing thus far. As you notice, our Main Street is only one-sided, and you'll have to pardon my mess in the back, but I have not gotten to work on the mountain scene as of yet, which will represent the town of Jefferson on this layout. But I do pretty much have Main Street completed. There will be one more building going on the end of the Main Street, and that is the Central Hotel. The Central Hotel still exists today in Hamlet. It was a 19th century 3-story hotel, and it welcomed passengers from the Seaboard airline, which ran through Hamlet and runs through Hamlet on this layout. As we pan over and begin to take another look at that passenger station, that is an MTH passenger station, and I have painted it in the colors of the current Hamlet Depot. And so that color scheme does not exist through MTH, but it does exist if you get you some really good flat spray paints and match those colors up. It's pretty easy to tear down and paint the way you would like to have it. I'm not going to weather that building simply because it just looks too doggone good to weather up. I will put some decals on it and some decals on the passenger areas where that little fence is that you see, but I will not take a lot of time to weather that building. I think it just looks too good as it is. Just wanted to give you another update on Hamlet and Jefferson North Carolina Railroad, and we'll get back to some trains running. I hope that you have enjoyed this video tour, and I will continue to make updates. Hopefully it won't be so long between updates next time. Everyone have a good evening. God bless you, and until next time, come and visit us on the Hamlet and Jefferson North Carolina Railroad.